Tim, 18 straight. That's an extra streak. How much pride do you take in that, and how much excitement do you have in seeing the boys' reaction again for number 18?
Yeah, I'm happy for them. It certainly was one of those situations that came down the last couple of weeks, and we had a tough schedule at the end, played through it, and I like how it finished. Finished for the guys in the tournament. Certainly happy for the program's consistency. That's it's a long period of time, obviously, but just more than anything, just happy for the guys and the opportunity to play further.
You talked Saturday about how much you enjoy coaching this group, but what did you learn about them with their backs against the wall in the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think in the position that we were in going down the stretch, you had to play some very good teams, and I thought there were two moments that stuck out. The Sunday win against Tennessee was certainly a big moment, and then traveling to Kentucky and that Friday night, when we lost and they won the SEC championship on that field, and there was a lot of celebration, and we're sitting there taking it in, and I think that was probably a low point for all of us. We're sitting there looking at it and going, that this doesn't feel good. So just waking up the next day and putting a game together to help our cause, help us feel better about ourselves, then getting on the bus to Birmingham and really trying to play well, trying to dignify the type of team that we felt that we were. So I thought it was good. I think we've gained a significant amount of confidence in the last couple of weeks, going back to how we felt about ourselves at the beginning of the year. And but I thought those were the rallying points of the team.
Players said that you didn't have to say anything to them at any point because it was on them. They were the ones playing the game.
That's correct. I think you get to a certain point, where words don't really matter. Their words or my words or anyone's words for that matter. It is about actions. But at the same time, the reason they are a good group of guys to coach is they are mature, they do things well, they're consistent in their behaviors, and they put themselves routinely in pretty good positions. So it was more about just playing better baseball than the opponent. It was as simple as that.
There's still something special about going back to Clemson as Clemson to see them on the board for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's where we raised the girls. It's, Coach Leggett, he gave me a chance in Division I baseball. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I'm certainly not standing here, but, I met my wife there. It's, I developed a marriage there. Just a lot of great memories of South Carolina. The girls live in Charleston. Eric coached here. Eric and Jiffy are very close to Maggie and I. We're godparents to their kids. Jack's still on staff there. So, yeah, a lot of tremendous people. But, we're not playing Clemson. We're playing at Clemson. We're playing Coastal Carolina. So, obviously, that'll be the most important thing. But it's special to go back there for sure. That's where we got married. It's where we started our life. So, with the girls. So, a lot of great feelings about that place.
Tim, felt like you did have a defined pecking order, whether that's the pitching sometimes or maybe more the lineup where the card changed more than it usually does. What did you find in Hoover there that maybe sticks going forward?
Well, first of all, three starters that just wanted the baseball with short rest. I think that was the first one. Second one, the amount of contributors. I do think this about our team. At the beginning of the year and even right now, I feel like we're pretty consistent through the order. I don't look at our order and go, okay, there's dead spots. It's 1 through 9. They all can contribute, especially when they're playing in concert with one another. And I think we did that. You got help from Leneve, you got help from Bolger, you got help from J.D. Rogers. Calvin has certainly been a big igniter for us down the stretch here. So just a lot of different pieces, and I think, as I told them, we don't have all conference players. We don't have a pitcher of the year. We don't have a player of the year. But you know what? It doesn't come down to that. It comes down to the sum of the parts. And if the sum of the parts are greater, then we're going to give ourselves a good chance to compete well. And that's how I feel about it.
Tim, health-wise, Carter Holton, Ethan McIlvain, and Jaden Davis, are you anticipating them to be available for the regional?
Yeah, very much so. All three of them. Jaden for sure, because you asked me about his at-bat the other day, and yeah, I do. I think that was kind of the lead-in, is trying to get him in at-bat so we could get him going. And then McIlvain and Carter, yes.
So now you've won 4 of your last 5 Pekin Wright's time of the year. How are you feeling going into this?
I just like the way we're playing. Yeah, good momentum, good harmony on the team. But the thing about it is, even when we're going through rough patches, and Maggie knows this because we talk about it all the time, the team they weren't shook. I mean, their foundation wasn't shook. We didn't have issues. And I think a lot of times when you move in different directions than your team can and individuals don't, that never happened. And that's what I like about them. I think right now they're feeling good about what they've done, and they should. I mean, it's the highest academic team we've had. They're always on point. There should be a reward for doing things well, and hopefully this is one of them.
Coach, do you point back to 2018 at all with this team, or just totally different season, different circumstances?
Yeah, I guess there's some similarities
In terms
there.
of going to Clemson?
Yeah, Clemson. Yeah, I guess there's some similarities that way, because that team was a pitch away from going to Omaha, but we had to get through that Clemson Regional first. Well, didn't we play that regional 2 years in a row? St. John's and Clemson. So here we are again. But yeah, there's some similarities in that regard, because I think the 18 team, we sputtered, and there was a time probably where we didn't know what would happen, but we played well at the end of the year.
There is no set recipe in this tournament. Sometimes teams are red hot and they lose the first weekend, and vice versa. Is there anything that you see as a similarity from teams you've had that do have success and make a run?
Pitching. I think we've got quality pitching. We can defend the ball pretty well in the infield and behind the plate. That guy's good. He's consistent. Our health is about as good as it's been all year. And I think mental health, when it gets right down to it, it's like anything in life, it's about your mental health and how you feel about you. And they feel good about them. And that's the most important thing.
The thing about this time of the year is, it doesn't matter what happened February to now.
Right.
What this team's going to be remembered for is what happens in the next month.
It was 2014. I mean, we went out of that tournament limping, and I remember that old classroom where you guys were watching this thing. I think I broke a podium. I think it was really upset, and they were upset, and they should have been. And I just left the room, and we came back and really, really practiced well, and then just went on this surge. So yeah, it's all about how you feel about yourself now. And the thing about this season is it starts in January and it goes all the way to whenever. And at certain points, teams pick up momentum, and they can do it at the beginning of the year and think, whoa, this is a College World Series team. And then the middle and end of the year, you go, no, they're not. But the teams that, as you said, you remember, are the ones that catch fire at the end. And if you catch fire at the end and you play well and you're consistent with what you do, there's a lot of good things that can happen.
It's been the key to the momentum recently with the bats, Tim. You guys have been swinging for the last couple of weeks the way you need to win games.
I just think more aggressive early, more aggressive with our feet. That was kind of a mission. Is just be aggressive. You just leave it out there. You have nothing to lose if you're aggressive. You have everything to lose if you're not. So it was more about just a mindset of let's go, let's turn it up a little bit. You guys work really hard. A lot of those kids have good hand-eye coordination, good bat-to-ball skills, and it was just a matter of moving the bat a little bit earlier than what they had before. But I just feel it's more of an approach and a mindset to offense.
Tim, yesterday when you get home, are you playing the where are we going game? And if you did you think it'd be Clemson?
Yeah, I think, just in talks with, certain guys, yeah. I thought that was a possibility. I mean, I think everyone thinks, yeah, it could be Corvallis again. You know, done that a few times. That's tough to get to. But Clemson for sure. NC State, we did that in 12. Virginia, we did that in 4. Haven't been to North Carolina before, so I thought that could be a possibility. But I think in that room, they always look for ways to create something, you know, and if there's some relationships. I mean, Gary Gilmore, the coach at Coastal Carolina, yeah, I mean, I've known him ever since I've been at Presbyterian when he was at USC Aiken. So we've grown up together as coaches. And I just did a video for him in his last game in his retirement. So he texted me last week and just said, I really appreciate it. He said it was a surprise. I didn't know you were going to do that. So I love Gilly, and Bryce has played against. He played on the same Bourne summer team with their kids. So I don't know, George. I didn't think we'd be matched up against Coastal, but I thought there would be an opportunity potentially to go to Clemson. Yeah.
How do you structure a pitching plan? Do you say, hey, I'm going to start this guy game 1, hold this guy for game 2, and where is Carter in that? Is he a starter? Is he an opener? What does that look like?
I think number 1, you stay consistent. I think number 2, if you do a lot of different things, then oftentimes you surprise the team. You don't want to do that. I mean, I think we've gone into the season saying, if we get to this point right here, let's continue to do things in the manner that we have. So, whether that matches Bryce or J.D. Thompson, I'm not sure, but one of them will, start, and then from there we'll just kind of match them up accordingly. More on health than anything else. But by the time we get to Clemson, everyone, and to play Coastal, everyone will have had enough time to recover.
Got time for one more? All good?
Good.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, gang.